Like it's all song the night before and others like awesome. Hey, what you doing to do?
Oh my God, you are like a lavender ninja.
Oh, thank you.
I
It's
love
tone.
your
Oh
my
outfits.
God.
Yes.
I love your Totoro.
Oh, thank you. Well, hello and welcome.
Hey.
Dynamic duo. How are you?
Hi. Yes, we are. Thank you.
I know, it's so good to see you loving on each other, because it's kind of the opposite that you see on screen.
We love each other so much.
really
The
do.
love is so real.
It is.
Did you appreciate like your character kind of like living with the guilt of like killing somebody and then kind of having to sit with that for like a good chunk of the series up to this point?
I think that is what they say, juicy. Yeah. It's this version of Hero that Eliza created is very, very juicy. There's a lot of material to work with. So as an actor and honestly as a fellow human to Hero, it's just interesting to be in relation to her because she's very complex and she's got a lot of layers of trauma to work through.
Yeah, especially like last episode, everybody's asking her, "Hey, it looks like you have something on your mind." She's like, "No, I don't."
Yeah, everyone's like, "You look so tired,"
But
and
are
she's
you
like,
okay?
"I'm fine."
Is that more difficult to play a character who's got a lot going on, like more interior than necessarily letting things out all the time?
I think that it was really important for me and for Eli and Louise Friedberg, who, as the director of the first couple episodes, like really, really helped and supported me in developing who this person was, that she not be a performance of mess. She is someone who's messy and complicated, and she does struggle with a lot of darkness, but it's important, I think, to ground her too, because that's true for all of us. We all struggle, we all have messiness and darkness, we all have shadow, and so it was important not to just sort of make her overtly a catastrophe in boots, kind of just, she's contained in her own ways, and it's more just her actions and her bizarre choices that clue us into the fact that she's struggling.
Are there any scenes you or yourself had any trouble filming during the season?
There were scenes that we have not seen yet.
That's true. We haven't seen it all.
That were hard. But nothing. There was hard stuff to film, but we haven't seen it yet.
Finished episodes yet?
Yeah, stuff that happens in 8, 9, 10. For my character specifically, yeah.
Yeah, there are some scenes that were required a really high level of emotional stamina.
Yeah.
Just because, like, when you shoot something, you're doing it maybe the whole day, and you do it again and again, and it can be a lot. But mostly my experience on this show was wonderful, and the filming could often be characterized by almost eerie ease with everything. People who are really intelligent and good at what they do and collaborative and kind, and that just makes the whole environment lovely and easy to work on, and then we just had to wait and see what the chicken was going to do. And she was amazing. She really turned it out.
She did.
Yeah, Latoya.
She rocked it.
What do you think goes beyond sponsorship relationships to a friendship relationship that led Sam to make that really difficult choice to stay behind?
Oh, Sam is not Hero's sponsor at all.
Oh, he's not?
No,
Okay.
no. They're roommates. They're best friends. They're roommates. They're
It's the
cosmically
kind of
tied.
thing where she's like, if you come to AA with me, I'll buy you an eighth of weed and a 6-pack, or a fifth of vodka or something. The opposite of a sponsor. I think maybe he's a little bit of an enabler sometimes.
Perhaps. They enable one another. But,
sure.
Yeah, it's definitely post the event. It's very I think our relationship pre the event is so much getting lost in mess in a fun way, having fun and not caring or worrying about the things that we should be caring about. And then as soon as the event hits, there is a level of seriousness that we have to sort of face that I think both of our characters are avoiding. And so that alters the relationship a little bit. But we always sort of enable each other unless one is hurting the other, which...
It's enabling of its own kind.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that changes with the daughters of
Yes,
Amazon.
yes, it does.
The two relationships kind of...
Yes, yeah, there's definitely a divide there.
Yeah, it's a frictioned environment for these two to find themselves in.
Yeah.
How much freedom did you feel in creating the characters? Because like Elliot, yours is like invented for the show, and then for you, it's you know, like you see more of the backstory than you do in the comics. So like, what was it like? Did you feel freedom in bringing yourselves to those characters?
Absolutely. I mean, that is definitely a privilege that I had not being in the comics. I have so much that Eli and I discussed about Sam, and that we continue to discuss about Sam. It's just great to be able to have a character that I can have input in, that is not there for someone else, that is there because he is a very important part of the story. But I felt a lot of freedom on set, in relationships created between characters. There was so much that we were allowed to do that really made the show and the experience phenomenal. I mean, just unlike anything else.
Truly, and I don't think I've ever worked on something that was so collaborative. I think that's the mark of something that is being run by women. I don't think I've ever been so respected as an actor to go to my showrunner or my director and bring them my ideas or my questions or my hesitations and be met so fully in that process. Usually as an actor, there's a sense of, hey, you know what, just show up and do what's written and say your lines and just do it, that's your job. And it was very different on this show. So
Thank you guys
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
thank you.
Follow me to the next one.